I met my friend Wayne when I was a senior in high school. He was from Revere. Wayne smoked Camel cigarettes. Now this is a short cigarette, and he had to turn his head to the side to light them so he wouldn't set fire to his mustache. It was a big mustache sitting above a big, full beard. And I used to think that that beard sitting on top of his scrawny frame made him look a little top-heavy. But Wayne sort of had this baby face, and I guess he figured it made him look rugged. He did love his beard. He trimmed it carefully every day with little tiny scissors. At the time, I didn't trust people who had beards that were too well trimmed. I thought that meant they were spending way too much time looking at themselves in the mirror. But I came to trust Wayne. Trust him to always be late, to always drink too much, to always have a paperback novel shoved in his back pocket. Always had a really good story to tell. Oh, and of course, he was always way smarter than his boss. And I could always trust Wayne to always be not as good as he thought he was at doing something. We hung around together during the disco era. Wayne bought a three-piece suit just like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, only Wayne's was cream. Wayne invented his own disco dance. He'd put his fists in front of him, rotate them parallel to the ground. He looked like someone driving a tractor. But he could pick up women. And in that end, I was his most devoted and least talented student. Wayne and I worked together in construction for several years. I was a year older, but he had more experience, so he was a carpenter, I was a helper. We worked a lot with ram sets. Now, a ram set is a tool that uses a shell from a .22 bullet to fire nails into steel and concrete. They left me with a permanent ringing in my ears. I got out of carpentry, and I opened a store, and as time went by, as the trajectory of my life started going up, Wayne started going in the other direction. He was drinking more, drinking during the day. And we'd go from job to job, getting fired for drinking on the job or trying to steal the customers of his boss. We saw less of each other. But we always managed to check in every year or two and see what we were doing, go over old times and everything. Then at one point, Wayne goes into AA. He sobers up. He even shaves off his beard. He meets this real pretty woman in AA and moves into her house with her. I went to a party to celebrate his 7th year of sobriety. I brought him a long steel straight edge to represent the straight and narrow. I gave him a copy of the movie, The 7 Deadly Sins. I gave his girlfriend a present. I gave her a ruler. It was 3 inches long and marked 8 inches. The last time I saw Wayne was at my 50th birthday party. He came with his girlfriend. At some point in the party, he confesses to me that he'd fallen off the wagon, and I said, "That's okay. You can get back up on it." What he didn't tell me was that his girlfriend had kicked him out of the house. About a year later, I had a conversation with Wayne's sister. She told me that he'd gotten a new job and a new apartment. That with his first paycheck, he'd gone out and bought himself some new shirts, folded them, stacked them neatly in a dresser drawer. He'd also bought some tools, among them a new ram set. And he'd also bought a bottle of vodka. She told me that 2 days earlier, on a warm, sunny afternoon, he went out on the front steps of his apartment building with his brand new ram set and with that bottle of vodka. A nurse was walking by and she remembered seeing him standing there on the steps, drinking from the bottle. Sometime after she walked past, Wayne picked up the ram set, put it to his head, and shot a nail clean through his skull. Now, what I ask myself about a thing like this is, was there anything that I could have done